board actually did also approve and appropriated $20 million in the CARES funding to help Arlington respond to the pandemic. Now, were you expecting this funding? Was it a surprise? And then, where is that going?
All right, I'm going to give the question to Christian, but I will first say when the federal government started voting on it, we saw it. We said, when is it coming? When is that? Are we going to get it? How much are we getting? So it was not a surprise.
That's right.
Christian.
The only thing that was at issue was the amount. And just to let you know, kind of the share that went to the Commonwealth of Virginia was somewhere $3+ billion. And it was up to the Commonwealth to decide how that was distributed throughout the localities. They did a formula based on population and, made appropriations to localities based on our representative share of the state's population. That came out to $20 million for this tranche. There will be a subsequent tranche of funding that comes in the fall, and we hold out greater hope that the federal government comes together to loosen restrictions on money that's already been awarded, and then finds the ability to provide more resources for states and localities. Because what we got right now, the $20 million, is solely devoted to direct impacts related to COVID-19. So when you think about all of the money that is being spent on PPE, the money that's being spent to not have people evicted from their homes and provide emergency financial assistance for people who've become and underemployed. When you think about the small business assistance to help them retain employees and not go under. When we think about contact tracing and further testing, which is going to be required a little bit later on, the expenses are going to add up real quickly. And we've already spent in actual dollars about half of the 20 million. And, as we think about moving forward, our expenses are going to far exceed that. So the help will be needed for the federal government to step up even more.
I was just going to ask, does this have anything impact on the new budget for fiscal year 2021, or is this just kind of a emergency Band-Aid, so to speak?
Well, we hope it'll be a big Band-Aid.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Kara, the federal government has decided that this can't go to replace projected lost revenues. Right. So, our hotels are not functioning. And they're not going to be able to get up to speed as soon as the fiscal year starts in July. We know that our restaurants and bars and the meals taxes that they generate is going to be slow to return. This money can't go to solve any of those budget holes. It can only go to direct expenses. So a lot of the pain that localities are experiencing is going to come the next fiscal year when the revenues dry up. So we hope that the federal government finds a way to help with that.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason we're working so hard to try to make sure our businesses survive this so that they're there to help us recover. Because if we let that all go, the recovery will be so much harder. I believe of the state money, I think some of that I think it's like 30, well, it was a lot of billions, that's actually still sitting, half of it is in Richmond, I believe. And the governor is not yet, and the legislature haven't yet decided how that's going to be distributed, whether it's going to be per capita or some other way. So we're watching that very closely and paying a lot of attention to it. I was on a call with one of my colleagues in the region who is with the National Association of Counties, and we're hearing on a national call, apparently in the state of Texas, the state decided to keep all that money and not send it down to the localities. And they're in a real world of hurt trying to figure out how that works. So we're better off here than a lot of places.
Okay. We're going to take another short break now. And when we come back, I'll ask the board members about the actions they took in May that are going to help protect low and moderate income renters from eviction during this pandemic, to increase opportunities for testing for COVID-19 and improve health care for those low income patients. Stay with us.